Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. Fans, please welcome Connor Moloney back from the Thurston Colts for tonight's ceremonial first pitch. All right, Connor, let's see a strike here.
Back at home for the Springfield Drifters as they return to Hamlin Sports Complex to face off against the Wenatchee AppleSox. Good evening and welcome to Springfield. Knight Uretsky, your play-by-play broadcaster all season long here at Hamlin Sports Complex on the Drifters live stream. And today the Drifters enter 7-2. It's a better record than all of last year through the first 9 games. And their 7 wins here in the first half of the season match last year's second half of the season where the Drifters just had 7 wins. Nonetheless, they're coming off of back-to-back series victories against the Wenatchee AppleSox and 2 against the Port Angeles Lefties. The Lefties were swept here at Hamlin Sports Complex before the Drifters went up to Wenatchee, took the first 2 games before dropping the third one to Wenatchee, and then they ultimately went to Port Angeles, won the first 2 games, and then lost to the Lefties there. They're 7-2 right now, facing off against a good 7-2 Wenatchee AppleSox team who I just mentioned, those 2 losses coming to the Drifters 2 series ago. The last series for Wenatchee, they swept Victoria, who came in overall one of the top teams in the WCL entering that series. When Victoria, they were 6-0. They're now 7-3 after winning against Port Angeles earlier today. Nonetheless, this is a Wenatchee team looking to come on the road and pay back what the Drifters did to them earlier last week. Let's go ahead and jump right into today's starting lineups. Frankie Carney is going to be the shortstop leading off for Wenatchee. Marshall Lipsy, the center fielder, he's batting in the 2 spot. Eden Amundsen, the DH, batting 3rd. Brandham Ponce, the left fielder, in the 4 spot. Marcus Harrison, the first baseman after him. Izzy Lopez, the 3rd baseman, he's batting 6th. Reeve Boyd, the 2nd baseman, batting 7th. Marty Kaplan, the right fielder, in the 8th spot. And then Cade Westland going to round out the order, the catcher. He went 1 for 4 against Springfield in the last week's series, and he's going to be that 9-hole hitter. For Springfield, the pitcher today is going to be Decker Stedman, the lefty from Springfield. He went to Thurston High School, and earlier today, right before the game, Thurston High School, the Colts won the 5A state championship. They were honored, and now they get to see their fellow Thurston player in Decker Stedman on the mound for Springfield. This is going to be the first start of the year for Decker here at Hamlin Sports Complex. Today, the Drifters wearing their blue jerseys, white bottoms, blue socks. This is the first time we're seeing the Drifters wear these blue jerseys on the Friday game, and they're looking great. As Wenatchee, they're wearing their red jerseys, gray pants, and they will be wearing a blue hat today.
First for the AppleSox, playing shortstop, representing University of California, Irvine, number 10, Frankie Carney.
Frankie Carney going to lead things off. The left-handed hitter is going to step up to the plate on the right side. Stares into Stedman, the saw. He winds and deals. The first pitch is going to be taken for a strike 2 minutes earlier than expected here at 6:35 on this beautiful Tuesday evening. Wind today blowing out towards left field, slight breeze, as this is a bunt from Carney towards the right side. Stedman fields it, flips it to first, in time to get Carney, the leadoff hitter. Defensively for Springfield today, Dawson Santana going to be the third baseman, Ryan Cooney the shortstop, Ben Newton the second baseman, Charlie Updegrave the first baseman, Ryan Hayes the catcher behind the plate. He returns to Hamlin Sports Complex. He was a Drifter a season ago. Rex DeAngelis in left field, Bobby Blanford in center field, and Joe Longo in right. Here's Marshall Lipsy now. First pitch to Lipsy, he pops it in the air to the left side, foul, 0-1. Lipsy, an outfielder from Longview, Texas. He's a sophomore from Blinn College. Again, the start today for Wenatchee, going to be his first at-bat of the season with the AppleSox. The 0-1 to Lipsy. Flares in the air towards the left side. At the shortstop position, Cooney calling it off. In the dirt, makes the catch. And that's out number 2 here on the top of the first.
Batting third, the DH representing Lower Columbia College, number 21, Easton Edmondson.
Brings up Eaton Edmondson now, the DH. And another lefty hitter for this AppleSox squad. First pitch from Stedman, high, and it's now 1-0. So a good start for Stedman so far with the first 2 outs. Last time he was here at Hamlin Sports Complex, he did not register an out, so already a better start. Last one here at Hamlin. As I say that, it's driven out towards right field by Evanson. At the track and making the catch is Longo for the final out. 3 up, 3 down for the AppleSox in the top of the first. We head to the bottom of 1 here on the Drifters live stream, 0-0 the score.
Looking for dinner, a snack, or something sweet? Visit our concessions located inside our ballpark down the first and third baseline, or visit our candy shack next to the north side entrance.
Zero the score here in the bottom of the first inning. Dawson Santana, Bobby Blanford, Jaden Shepard, 1, 2, 3. Charlie Updegrave, Joe Longo, Rex DeAngelis, batters 4, 5, 6. And Ryan Hayes, Ryan Cooney, and Ben Newton, batters 7, 8, 9. Those are the top 9 for Springfield. Quincy Vassar, the left-hander for Wenatchee, going to be the starter as we begin the bottom of the first inning with the ball high and away to Santana, 1-0. Dawson Santana, this is going to be start number 9 on the year for Santana, the young incoming freshman to Oregon State, as he takes the 1-0 for a strike, 1-1. 281 hitter this season is Santana, 5 RBIs. All 9 of his hits, though, singles, not a big power threat. The 1-1 drives this up the middle, caught on a line. What a nice catch by Vassar, as he really just found it in the cookie jar, and that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the first.
Representing Fresno State, number 19, Bobby Blanford.
Brings up Bobby Blanford, the center fielder. Blanford, this is game number 1 for him, and didn't have any Drifters uniform prior to about an hour and a half before the game, as he takes a pitch inside for a strike, 0-1. When I first saw him, he was wearing a Fresno State dry fit shirt, and with about an hour and 20 minutes before the game, they threw him a Drifters shirt and then found him a jersey. Nonetheless, he's here for his first game as a Drifter as he takes a pitch outside, and it's now 1-1. Blanford, a junior from Fresno State, coming up here to play in the WCL. Fouls this one away to the third base side, 0-1. Last season, Blanford played in the Northwoods League. He played for the Duluth Huskies, and he had 232 with 7 doubles and 2 triples a year ago in summer ball. Here's the 1-2. Blandford goes down swinging. It was Vassar picking up his first strikeout on a fastball high and inside, and now 2 outs quickly here in the bottom of the first.
Batting third for the Drifters, designated hitter representing Fresno State, number 33, Jaden Shepard.
Brings up another Fresno State Bulldog. It's Jaden Shepard, the DH today. Shepard, a big one, 6'6", 230 pounds. First pitch to Shepard, he takes outside, 1-0. Similar to Blandford, this is the first game for Jaden Shepard in a Drifters uniform. He's a monster at the plate, as you can see. 1-0, pops this in the air towards the left side of the field. In foul territory, Izzy Lopez, the third baseman, finds it in the sun, makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down for the Drifters offensively. We head to the top of 2, 0-0 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Leading off for the AppleSox, playing left field and representing Washington State, number 19, Brandon Pons.
Top of the second inning, Brandon Pons, Marcus Harrison, and Izzy Lopez. Batters 4, 5, and 6 standing in for the Wenatchee AppleSox here against the Springfield Drifters here in the 0-0 ball game. First pitch from Decker Stedman, grounded to the left side. Santana at third, loses his hat as he picks up the ball and throws to first. No hat, doesn't matter. That's out number 1 here in the top of the second.
Fifth and playing first base, representing Central Arizona College, number 12, Marcus Harrison.
Brings up Marcus Harrison, the first baseman. Harrison this season, a 125 average with the AppleSox. He's a junior at Central Arizona College, one of the top JUCO programs in the country. First pitch from Stedman here to Harrison. He cuts on and misses. 0-1. Harrison, just his third game with the AppleSox. Played 2 against Ben, June 2nd and June 3rd. Went 1 for 8 combined in those 2 games. And gets his second hit of the season here on a line drive to left field. And it's a 1-out single for the first hit of the game. It goes to Marcus Harrison.
Now batting
brings up Izzy Lopez, the third baseman from Fort Worth, Texas.
Izzy Lopez.
Lopez, a senior at Missouri State University. And this is going to be his first at-bat in this 2023 season for the Wenatchee AppleSox. The runner at first in Harrison. Stedman now going to work out of the stretch. Lefty looks to first and out of the plate. First pitch to Lopez, down and away, 1-0. Lopez, a 125 average this past spring at Missouri State. Just 9 starts in 27 games for him. 5 hits and only 45 at-bats. But the 3 of the 5 hits were doubles as he drives the ball to center field. Diving in center field and making the catch is Bobby Blandford. What a play by Bobby. Lays out and gets the out for out number 2 here in the top of the second.
Second baseman representing Oregon State, number 33, Reeve Boyd.
Brings up Reeve Boyd, the second baseman. He went 1 for 7 in the series against Springfield last weekend. Now stands in with a runner at first and 2 outs here in the top of the second. Stedman off speed, drops in for a strike, 0-1. Boyd this season with the AppleSox, a .222 average, 2 doubles, 4 hits overall, but he has scored 6 runs as a base runner. The 0-1 to Boyd, fouls it back, 0-2. Stedman a strike away from his first strikeout of the game, and he's a strike away from getting out of this top of the second inning with just 1 hit allowed. Stedman comes set at the waist. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it for Reeve Boyd. Stedman gets K number 1, hops over the line, and the Drifters will head to the bottom of the second with a 0-0 score. Just the 1 hit and 1 runner left stranded. No runs, no errors. We head to bottom of 2 here on the Drifters live stream.
Don't forget to grab your Drifters gear before it's gone. Visit the Drifters merchandise store located by the north entrance and be part of the Drifters crew for the entire 2023 season. With a great selection of styles and sizes, you're sure to find the perfect gear for the entire family. Now batting for your Springfield Drifters, first baseman representing Lewis Clark State, number 31, Charlie Updegrave.
Charlie Updegrave, Joe Longo, and Rex DeAngelis. Batters 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Drifters here in the bottom of the second as the first pitch to Updegrave. He grounds to second base. Reeve Boyd throws to first and retires Updegrave for out number 1 here in inning number 2. There's 3 up, 3 down for the Drifters offensively in the bottom of the first, and they start with an out here on 1 pitch to Updegrave in the bottom of the second. Brings up Joe Longo, the right fielder today. Longo, a player coming from the University of Michigan, was listed as a catcher, but gets the start in right field today as he takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Longo, this is his first game as a Springfield Drifter. Hit .277 in 31 starts this past season at Michigan, and lines the ball over the second baseman, Boyd, as the ball squirts its way into right center field. It's going to be Longo's first hit as a Drifter, and the man's at first for Springfield. First hit of the game for the Drifters, and it brings up Rex DeAngelis, the left fielder.
96 for the Drifters, playing left field.
DeAngelis, one of 2 players in the lineup today that were actually on this Drifters team a week ago when they hosted Port Angeles. DeAngelis, his 2 starts of the year were in that series against Port Angeles. Went 3 for 4 in game number 2, his only 3 hits of the season. As he takes a pitch high and inside, 1-0. That 3 for 4 game featured a home run, and it was a 3 RBI day for DeAngelis. So 3 RBIs on the season with 3 hits and 7 at-bats. That's a .429 average for the left-handed hitter heading off to UC Santa Barbara. Fouls off a pitch into the mitt of Westerland, the catcher, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike with a runner at first here in the bottom of the second here in the 0-0 ball game. Quincy Vassar, the left-hander on the mound from Vanguard University. The 1-1, DeAngelis pops in the air towards the left side, and it goes out of play, 1-2. Vassar, 0-1 this season with the AppleSox, a 1.80 ERA. 1 game started with 5 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts, 3 hits, 5 walks, and 1 earned run. The 1-2 to DeAngelis, taken above the letters, 2-2. This past season at Vanguard for Vassar, a 4.50 ERA, 3 starts, 17 appearances, 4-2 record, 38 innings pitched for the Southpaw. DeAngelis just gets a piece of it, sends a dribbler to the third base line. Lopez at third picks it up on 1 hop to first, unable to cleanly field it as Harrison as it goes up the right field line, swinging around third, and coming in to score is Longo, and it's 1-0 Springfield. And Air gives the first run of the game to Springfield here in the bottom of the second inning. And it was just DeAngelis barely making contact, giving the Drifters a 1-0 lead.
Seventh for the Drifters, playing catcher, representing Seattle U, number 30, Ryan Hayes.
They're going to give a hit to DeAngelis with an error on the throw as it brings up Ryan Hayes. He makes his return to Hamlin Sports Complex after spending last spring at Seattle University. He was a Drifter last summer and now returns for year number 2 here in Springfield. He takes the first pitch for a strike. That's 0-1. DeAngelis at second, 1-0 the score here in the bottom of the second, 1 out. DeAngelis is going to go, pitches outside, throw to third, and it's a little high from Westerland as Lopez was aiming for the tag on DeAngelis. He does not get the call. It's a stolen base to third for DeAngelis, and now the Drifters have another runner 90 feet away here in inning number 2. 1-1 the count to Hayes. The pitch from Vassar, fouled off by Hayes at the plate. 1-2. But a third of his hits were extra bases, had 7 doubles and 9 RBIs for Springfield. So he was in a crowded catching room. 1-2, Hayes fouls it off, nose cuts through it, and it's a drop third strike with a tag from Westerland. And that's the second strikeout for Vassar and a big second out for Wenatchee with a runner at third. They'll bring up Ryan Cooney, the shortstop.
University of Oregon, number 25, Ryan Cooney.
Cooney, his first game as a Drifter, and he swings at the first pitch he sees, sends it to center field. Lipsy under it, makes the catch. And that's the end of the second inning. 2 hits, 1 error, 1 run, and 1 runner left stranded. We head to the top of 3, 1-0 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Fans, let's get ready for a dance contest. Everybody stand up and show us your best moves, and the winner will get a free hat. Let's see it, fans. Looks like we found our lucky winner. Congratulations.
Top of the third inning. It's going to be Marty Kaplan and Cade Westerland and Frankie Carney. Batters 8, 9, and 1 due up for the AppleSox. Decker Stedman's first pitch is lined to second. Snag it on a line is Ben Newton. And that'll do it for Marty Kaplan, the right fielder from Northwestern, for out number 1. Decker Stedman, he's worked relatively quickly here so far for the first time through the order.
Number 16, Cade Westerland.
And it brings up Cade Westerland. Westerland, a catcher from Billings, Montana, a junior at Everett Community College, batting 133 this season with the AppleSox. First pitch to Westerland, he takes it for a strike on the low outside part of the plate, 0-1. Westerland 1 for 4 in the series against Springfield. Now his second time against the Drifters. The 0-1 grounded to the left side. Santana fields it on 2 hops. Crow hops to first and retires Westerland for out number 2 here in the top of the third. 1-0 Springfield with the lead here on the Drifters live stream. As it brings up the top of the order in Frankie Carney. Carney so far 0 for 1 with the ground out to the pitcher Stedman. And the lefty will stand in for a second try at the left-hander. Stedman takes a big breath, winds, and the first pitch misses low and away, a ball, 1-0. Carney, a redshirt freshman next season at UC Irvine, did not play this year and redshirted with the Anteaters. As he watches a breaking ball drop in for a strike, 1-1. So far, a .294 average this season for Carney. 5 hits, one of them a double. 1-1, driven out towards left field. In left field, sliding and not making the grab in left is DeAngelis. Looked like he had a play on it, but it dropped in his hands. And that's going to be a runner on base.
Now batting number 14.
And they'll credit that for hit number 2. So it's a 2-out single by Frankie Carney, the leadoff hitter for Wenatchee. And it extends the inning for the AppleSox. Brings up Marshall Lipsy now, the center fielder. Lipsy 0 for 1 with a pop out to the shortstop Cooney. First pitch, swing and a miss. 0-1 from Stedman. Lipsy this past season at Blinn College in Texas, a .318 average, 12 doubles, 4 triples, and 10 home runs in the Texas JUCO circuit. Stedman steps off the mound and now hops back on. Pretty good numbers for Lipsy. Now heads from Longview, Texas to Wenatchee, Washington. 0-1, and the runner's going to go. They got him. Throw to second from up the grave, and the tag is in time to get Carney. Tag applied by Ryan Cooney, the shortstop, and that'll eliminate the base runner. 3 up, 3 down in unconventional fashion. We head to the bottom of the third inning on the Drifters live stream. 1-0 Springfield.
Fans, your Drifters will be back home tomorrow and Thursday as we look to continue our winning ways against the AppleSox before going on the road to Portland next weekend. Now batting for the Drifters, second baseman, number 21, Ben Newton.
9-1-2 due up for the Drifters. Ben Newton, Dawson Santana, and Bobby Blandford for Springfield. Quincy Vassar back on the mound as the first pitch to Ben Newton misses down and away, 1-0. Ben Newton, this is going to be his third game with the Springfield Drifters. Had 2 games against Port Angeles this past weekend. Went 2 for 10 for 200 average. Fouls off a pitch at the plate, and it's now 1-1. Both the hits for Newton were both singles, picked up 1 RBI, but did have 3 strikeouts. On a bright note, he also had a stolen base. We'll take a breaking ball outside for a strike, and it's quickly 1-2 from Vassar. He had a hit in each of those games, so if he gets a hit here today, he'll have a 3-game hit streak. The 1-2 from Vassar. Newton flares it out towards the right side of the field in foul territory. Charging and making the catch is Marcus Harrison for out number 1.
Back to the top for the Drifters, number 7, Dawson Santana.
Brings up Dawson Santana. Santana 0 for 1 with a line out right to the pitcher in Vassar. It was a nice grab before the left-handed pitcher as he just found the ball in his glove. First pitch to Santana here on the bottom of the third. He takes a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Santana 3 for 11 with an RBI, the first series against Wenatchee. And lines the ball to left field, and it goes off the netting, protecting the fans in the concourse. 0-2 to Santana on the foul ball. He had 4 hits in the last 2 games against Port Angeles. Had a 3-for-5 game in the last game as he singles up the middle and gets on for the Drifters with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 1-0, Springfield with the lead. After an error by Izzy Lopez, brought in a run in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Bobby Blanford stands in for his 2nd try at Quincy Vassar. His first time, he went down whiffing. It was strikeout number 1 for Vassar, who had 2 strikeouts the first time through the order. Blanford takes the pitch inside. It's now 1-0. In the field, though, Bobby Blanford made one of the highlight reel catches of the season. Nice diving play in center field. Looking to make an impact offensively now. 1-0 to Blanford. Takes a fastball down Broadway. 1-0. 1-1, excuse me, with 1 out and a runner at first here in this 1-0 ball game. Wind starting to pick up a little bit towards left field. Not a cloud in sight on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Runner's going to go on the 1-1, throw down to second, bounces and gets past the shortstop in Carney. At second with a stolen base is Santana. That's stolen base number 5 of the season for Dawson. And just like we saw a year ago with Cannon Reeder, a young incoming freshman to Oregon State, we're now seeing it a little bit with Dawson Santana, young up-and-comer, going to play with the Beaver program. And now both of them making an impact on the base paths. A year ago was Reeder, and now this season in Santana. Blanford takes a pitch outside. It's now 3-1 to the left-handed hitter. Runner in scoring position for Springfield here in the bottom of the 3rd. The 3-1 pitch from Vassar, fouled off by Blanford, and he stays alive. Blanford this past season at Fresno State, a .243 average. He's a career .242 hitter at Fresno State. Had 27 hits this season. And goes down swinging for the 2nd time today, as that's strikeout number 3 for Quincy Vassar. And it'll bring up big Jaden Shepard, the DH.
Now batting for the Drifters, number 33, Jaden Shepard.
Shepard 0 for 1 with a pop out to the 3rd baseman, Izzy Lopez. Has a chance here in his 2nd at bat with the Drifters for RBI number 1. Takes a pitch below the knees, 1-0. Shepard this past season at Fresno State, a .276 average. He'll be heading off back to Fresno for his senior year in the fall. He'll take a pitch inside, and it's now 2-0. 8 hits and 29 at-bats and 7 starts for Shepard there. Looking for more ABs here in the WCL in the summer. The 2-0. Take a curveball outside. It's now 3-0. Prior to Fresno State, he played at Ohlone College out in the Bay Area. Was there 3 seasons, 2020, 2021, and 2022. On the 3-0, he does not get the green light. Takes a strike, and it's now 3-1. Santana at second, Shepard at the plate. The 3-1 pitch. Taken inside, and that's a walk for Shepard to extend the inning. And it puts 2 runners aboard for Charlie Updegrave.
Now batting for the Drifters, number 31, Charlie Updegrave.
Updegrave 0 for 1 with a round out to the 2nd baseman. As the first pitch to Updegrave. Grounds it towards the right side. Sliding at first is Harrison. He doesn't have a play. He throws to 3rd, and Santana slides in safely. He was looking to go to 1st, but Vassar wasn't getting to 1st in time. And with that, Updegrave gets an infield hit, and the bases are juiced.
39, Joe Longo.
Bases loaded now for Longo with 2 outs, and this is a moment where the Drifters can really extend their lead. Big time moment for Longo, who's 1 for 1 with a single and a run. Lines the first pitch, he sees to left field, tracking it down in left is Ponce, and that'll do it for the Drifters in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2 hits, 3 runners left stranded, no runs, no errors. We head to the top of the 4th, 1-0 the score here from Springfield on the Drifters live stream.
These wheels need a two-lane. This radio needs 3 songs to play to get me across town to you. That dress needs to slip off. That hair needs to come down. Friday nights need to do what Friday nights need to do. That's the truth. Yeah, birds need bees and ice needs whiskey. Boys like me need girls like you to kiss me. Fishing in the dark needs nitty-gritty. Under that pale moon, sweet tea needs that sugar stirring. Small town nights need both ends burning. Shades need drawn, hearts need falling, boots need knocking boots. Knocking boots. Me and you. Oh, long weeks need a weekend. Cheap drinks need a swinging.
Leading off for the AppleSox, center fielder number 14, Marshall Lipsy.
Marshall Lipsy, Eaton Amundsen, and Brandon Ponce all due up. Batters 2, 3, and 4 for Wenatchee here in the top of the fourth, as the first pitch is lined into right field by Lipsy. And it's a leadoff single for the AppleSox here in the top of the fourth inning. 1-0 the score. Springfield with the lead after a run came in on an error in the bottom of the second inning. Wenatchee looking to even here in the top of the fourth, as Eaton Amundsen, the DH, comes up to the plate with a runner at first and nobody out. Stedman going to have to work out of the stretch once again, as the Lewis Clark State product comes set and now throws to first. Last inning, he was able to pick off Frankie Carney, who was at first base. Now trying to do the same with Marshall Lipsy at first. Here's the first pitch now, as it bounces into Amundsen, 1-0. Stedman this past season at Lewis Clark State, a 5.35 ERA in 7 starts and 11 appearances. 37 innings pitched, 22 earned runs with 22 strikeouts and 19 walks. Amundsen takes above the letters, and it's now 2-0. LC State, the third school that Decker Stedman's been a part of. Started his career at the University of Oregon, was there 2 seasons. He's a local kid, staying with the local program. Ultimately, after 2 years in Eugene, had to head a little bit north, went to Lynn Benton Community College, and found his way to Lewiston, Idaho. 2-0, high once again. 3-0 now to Amundsen. I believe this is the first time we're seeing 3 balls with Stedman on the mound. Been really pounding the zone and has worked efficiently so far. Here's the 3-0, showing bunt and pulling it back and taking a strike is Amundsen. 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Stedman. Cut on and missed by Amundsen, and all of a sudden it's a full count. Last season for Decker Stedman, he played with the Bend Elks. So now goes from Bend to Springfield. He'll enjoy the nice turf, beautiful stadium we have here at Hamlin Sports Complex. For the 3-2 pitch, Stedman tries again at first, up to Grave there, but sliding in safely was Lipsy. Still awaiting the full count pitch is Eden Amundsen. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Hayes doesn't even attempt to throw to second as Lipsy steals with ease. And now the tying run in scoring position, but strikeout number 2 for Stedman puts an out on the board here in the top of the 4th inning. Brings up Brandon Ponce. Went 1 for 11 against Springfield in the series last week. Had a much better series against Victoria this past weekend. Went 2 for 2, 3 for 4, and 1 for 3. That's a 6 for 9 outing in a series against Victoria. First pitch in the dirt. It gets off of Hayes' shin. Coming in and staying at third now is going to be Lipsy. Stedman was coming to the plate quickly. And it's a 1-0 count with a runner at third now. And that's big because now the sac fly is in play here in the top of the fourth. 1-0 the score. Tying run 90 feet away now for the AppleSox. The 1-0 from Stedman. Ground ball left side, left of the chalk. 1-1. Overall, it was Ponce's 6th game this past weekend. This is game number 7 now for Ponce. Got starts in all 3 games against Springfield and just registered that 1 hit, 1 for 11. Came in game number 3, a 5-2 win for Springfield. 1-1. Bounces inside, and it's now 2-1. And really just Wenatchee struggled to hit against the Drifters in that series up there in Wenatchee. The AppleSox just hit 184 the entire series against Springfield, but they do have 3 hits here through the first 4 innings and change. 2-1, launched to left field. DeAngelis at the track. See you later. Wenatchee takes a 2-1 lead. Big fly for Brandon Potts. That's home run number 1 of the season for the left fielder. And it's AppleSox on top by 1. .392 feet to left center field for Ponce.
Now batting for
And
the
just
AppleSox,
launched it over the wall and
Marcus
left.
Harrison.
And for the first time today, Decker Stedman showed a little bit of trouble. 2 runs come in, and the lead's gone for Springfield. As it brings up Marcus Harrison, the first baseman. 1 for 1 with the single. Fouls off the first pitch. 0-1. Harrison singled back in the second inning. That was it for Wenatchee then. It was the first hit of the game for either team then. The 0-1 to Harrison. Foul tips it at the plate, 0-2. So Ponce stays hot for Wenatchee after picking up a total of 6 RBIs the past series against Victoria. Starts now with 2 here in game number 1 against the Drifters. The 0-2 from Stedman. Cut through, and that's going to be strikeout number 3 for Decker Stedman. Puts the second out on the board. 2-1 the score here in the top of the fourth.
Now batting number 34, Izzy Lopez.
Brings up Izzy Lopez. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center field. His hit was robbed by Bobby Blandford in center field on a diving play. Now stands in for a second at bat as he takes a pitch high and away, 1-0. Stedman, a big breath, now winds. The 1-0. Curveball outside, 2-0. As mentioned earlier that Lopez was from Missouri State University. Originally got his start at Texas A&M in 2020, redshirted there before transferring to McLennan Community College in Waco. Found his way to Missouri State. Fouls off a pitch behind him, and it's now 2-1. 2021 at McLennan Community College in Waco, he won a national championship. Batted .272 that season with 16 RBIs, 31 runs scored that year with NJCAA All-American third team. Watches a pitch below the knees, and it's now 3-1. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning. A 2-run shot by Brandon Ponce has put the AppleSox on top. And the inning's going to be extended as Izzy Lopez draws a walk. First walk today for Decker Stedman.
Now batting number 33, Reeve Boyd.
Brings up Reeve Boyd, 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging. This is his second shot at Stedman. The lefty back to working out of the stretch. As this is line to left field, DeAngelis makes the catch running towards the line for the final out here in the top of the fourth. 2 hits, 1 runner left stranded, 2 runs come in, no errors in the inning. We head to the bottom of the fourth, 2-1, Wenatchee with the lead here on the Drifters live stream.
Fans helping me with the names this inning is going to be Marcus and Landry. Please give a hand for Marcus and Landry.
Now batting number 41, Rex DeAngelis.
Rex DeAngelis to lead things off here in the bottom of the fourth inning. As the first pitch to DeAngelis comes in for a strike from Quincy Vassar, 0-1. Gonna be DeAngelis, Ryan Hayes, and Ryan Cooney all due up. All our names to begin. DeAngelis, a high chop to the left side on 2 hops. Cooney, the shortstop, fields it, throws to first, and retires DeAngelis. DeAngelis now 1 for 2 after singling back in the second inning.
Ryan Hayes.
Brings up Ryan Hayes, 0 for 1 with the strikeout swinging. First pitch to Hayes. Takes it high and away, 1-0. So Hayes, he struck out with the runner at third. Cooney after him. He was unable to get a hit. So far today, 4 runners left on base for Springfield. 1-0 to Hayes, high, and it's now 2-0. Springfield has been unable to execute in scoring position so far. They had the bases loaded last inning. No hits for them with 2 outs. 2-0, Hayes, a dribbler to the third base side, and they're going to say off of his foot, a foul ball, 2-1. So far, the only run to come in for Springfield was aided by an error. It was an unearned run. As Quincy Vassar has allowed 4 total hits. Just that 1 run on the air. He's worked around. Misses outside. It's now 3-1 to Hayes. Hayes, a .237 average this past season at Seattle. His first season with the Red Hawk program. 3-1 outside, and he's heading to first. Second walk issued by Vassar. And it'll bring up Ryan Cooney, the shortstop.
Ryan Cooney.
Cooney 0 for 1 with a fly out to center field. Stands in with Hayes at first. 1 out here in this 2-1 ball game in the bottom of the fourth. Cooney takes high, and it's now 1-0. So Cooney, he's heading off to the University of Oregon next year, playing here in the South Willamette Valley. Played at Jesuit High School up in Portland, and that was a loaded Jesuit squad this past year, one of the top teams in the state and maybe even in the country. He takes outside 2-0. That Jesuit team, 15 seniors, and nearly half of them have committed to play college baseball, including Cooney. So a really good Jesuit program, and Cooney, he's a shortstop now for the Drifters. He'll take outside, and quickly it's 3-0 to Cooney. Vassar in danger of back-to-back walks with 1 out. Looks to first, now to the plate, the 3-0, outside and high. Cooney walks on 4 pitches and puts a runner in scoring position in Ryan Hayes.
Next up, number 21, Ben Newton.
Brings up the 9-hitter, Ben Newton, 0 for 1 with the pop up to first base. Hayes at second, Cooney at first, and now mound meeting with Cade Westland, the catcher, and the pitcher in Quincy Vassar. Nobody in the AppleSox bullpen right now. It is just the bottom of the 4th inning, but literally no pitcher is in the bullpen for Wenatchee. If you look to the Springfield bullpen, every single one of their pitchers is hanging out in the pen. It is a full dugout, though, for the AppleSox. As Ben Newton awaits the first pitch. He takes, it's a strike, 0-1. So Newton now 2 for 11 in his first 11 at-bats in a Springfield Drifters uniform. Looking for a 3-game hit streak after 2 hits in his previous 2. Pops it up. Shallow center field, charging in is Lipsy. And it drops. Him and Carney were both in the area, and it dropped between them. Lipsy lost his hat, and that's just a mistake for Wenatchee that extends the inning and puts up bases loaded up, or brings up Dawson Santana with the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 4th. On the scoreboard, they credit that a hit, and it was a tough play. Nonetheless, after 2 walks and now a credited hit, the bases are loaded for Santana as he takes high and away, 1-0, and all of a sudden we see 4 members of the AppleSox sprint their way to left field to get into the bullpen. Starting to get a little bit loose and warm out there. The 1-0 to Santana. He'll take. It's a strike on the outside part of the plate, 1-1. Santana 1 for 2 with the single his last time up. Big spot here. Second time today, Springfield has had the bases loaded. The 1-1. Breaking ball outside, and it's now 2-1 to Santana. Santana was left at third, stranded last inning after the Drifters got the bases loaded. Back-to-back innings now with the bases juiced. Santana fouls it away, first base side at 2-2. 2-1 the score here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Wenatchee, a 2-run home run by Brandon Ponce in the top of the 4th. Springfield looking to match here in the bottom of the 4th inning. As the 2-2 pitch from Vassar. Line to right field, coming in a few steps, and diving is Kaplan, tagging from third, and coming in to score is Hayes. And here we are tied, 2-2 the score here in the bottom of the 4th. Looked like a tough read from Kaplan. Nonetheless, though, Dawson Santana, he gets a sac fly and evens us at 2 here in the bottom of the 4th. Puts 2 outs on the board, and it brings up Bobby Blanford, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. But has a chance to turn around his day with an RBI and maybe more here with 2 runners on and 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Vassar working out of the stretch, comes set. First pitch to Blanford, below the knees, 1-0. Right-hander warming up for Wenatchee now. We'll see how long Vassar goes. This may be the final inning for the left-hander. 1-0 to Blanford. Fouls it off, got jammed inside, 1-1. 2 strikeouts today for Blanford. Strikeouts were something that he struggled with a little bit this past season at Fresno State. 32 strikeouts in 32 starts for Blanford. So averaging a strikeout per game. Takes a pitch outside. It's now 2-1. Nonetheless, though, when he gets hits, been impressive. Even spray of extra base hits. 3 doubles, 3 triples, and 4 home runs this season at Fresno State. 2-1 outside, and it's now 3-1. Drifters could use an extra base here with Blanford at the plate. Trying to take the lead once again, now in this 2-2 ball game. (3-1) to Blanford. Outside, he walks, and And the bases are loaded once again for Springfield.
Next up, number 33,
Third walk
Jaden
for
Shepherd.
Quincy Vassar. And it brings up Jaden Shepard, who was walk number 1 an inning ago. Stands in with Cooney at third, Newton at second, and Blandford at first. Shepard, dribbler up the middle at second. Boyd fields it, runs the second, gets on the bag half a step before the runner at first, and Blandford could get there. Just the one run in the inning on just one hit, as now 2 runners are left stranded. We head now to the 5th inning, 2-2 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
This series is our IFC series. Wear your IFC gear on Thursday to get a free ticket to the game. Thank you to the Irish Fighting Club nonprofit for creating opportunities for kids in our community to develop community, camaraderie, and character while also teaching them the joy of fishing. Leading off for the AppleSox, number 3, Marty Kaplan.
Top of the 5th inning, 2-2 the score. Marty Kaplan, Cade Westerland, and Frankie Carney all due up. 8-9-1 for Wenatchee as the first pitch from Decker Stedman, still on the mound, misses outside, 1-0. Decker Stedman so far, just 2 runs the blemish. It was a 2-run home run in the top of the 4th inning by Branham Bonds to give Wenatchee the lead. Springfield was able to match in the bottom of the 4th inning with 1 run coming in on the sac fly by Dawson Santana. And now it's a 2-0 count to Mark Kaplan, who's 0 for 1 with the line out to the second baseman, Ben Newton. 2-0, ground ball to the right side, up to Grave at first, snags it on a couple of hops, keeps it himself to first. It's a 3 unassisted to begin this top of the 5th inning. 1 out, 2-2 the score.
Cade Westerland.
And here is Cade Westerland, 0 for 1. 4 hits so far for the AppleSox, 2 of them come in last inning. They had 1 each in the second and third after Decker Stedman had a 1-2-3 top of the first inning. Here's the first pitch to Westerland. Inside by Stedman, 1-0. So mentioned that Decker Stedman was a local kid that spent a couple of years at the University of Oregon. A 1.59 ERA at Oregon back in 2020. A 4.82 ERA in 2021 before he left to LBCC up in Albany. Misses down and away, 2-0. And then the 5.35 ERA this season at LC State. 2-0. Cranked high in the air towards the left side of the field, and it's going to land in the course. 2-1. Last start here at Hamlin Sports Complex for Stedman, who growing up played on this field, and it was a dirt field at the time. It was definitely a game that he wanted to forget. He got the start against Bushnell University, and it didn't go his way. As the 2-1. It's taken for a strike on the outside part of the plate. 2-2 now to Westerland. Overall, he faced off against 8 batters. There was 5 runs on 3 hits and 3 walks. As there's a foul tip into the mitt of Hayes for a strike and a strikeout to Westerland.
Back to the top for the AppleSox. Number 10.
4th strikeout
Frankie
for
Carney.
Stedman. But again, 5 runs on 3 hits, 3 walks without registering an out against Bushnell here at Hamlin Sports Complex. He was pulled, and it was a poor day for Stedman. Better start here today as that's fouled off by Kearney, who's up for the 3rd time now. The leadoff hitter for the AppleSox, 1 for 2 with a single back in the 3rd. It was later thrown out at first after he was picked off by the lefty in Stedman. 0-1 from Stedman. Just misses the zone. Low and away, 1-1. 1-1 from Stedman. It's a strike, 1-2 right at the knees. 2-2 the score, top of the 5th inning. Decker Stedman looking to get strikeout number 5 right here. Big breath, a wind. The 1-2 gets it. That's strikeout number 5 for Decker Stedman. It's a 2-strikeout, 1-2-3 inning for the lefty as we're halfway through this ball game. 2-2 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Special shout out to New Real Estate for sponsoring Youth Day, where every Sunday the kids under 15 get in free and their families get half-off tickets. Drifters Baseball, the coolest place to spend hot summer evenings all season long. Leading off for your Drifters, number 31, Charlie Updegrade.
Charlie Updegrave, Joe Longo, and Rex DeAngelis all due up for Springfield batters. 4, 5, and 6, the meat of the order. Quincy Vassar still on the mound as the first pitch misses down and away to Updegrave, 1-0. Updegrave, 1 for 2, a single his last time up in the 3rd. Up for the 3rd time now against Vassar. The 1-0 high, and it's now 2-0. Updegrave, originally from Oregon, not too far from here in Springfield, as he takes a pitch below the knees, or rather at the knees for a strike. 2-1. From a little bit southeast of Springfield, as he gets jammed up inside, 2-2. Oak Ridge is the town, and I'm sure he has plenty of family and friends going to be coming here to watch him this upcoming season with Springfield. Had a chance to see him earlier this spring when he was with Lewis Clark State. Had a couple of home runs in a series against Bushnell then, but goes down swinging here in inning number 5 for the first out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Strikeout on the day, number 4 now for Vassar.
Now batting for the Drifters, number 39, Joe Longo.
I'll bring up Joe Longo. Is 1 for 2 with a run and a single back in the 2nd inning. Longo lines it to center field. In the alleyway in left center, Lipsy makes the catch in the shade, and that's quickly out number 2. 2-2 the score here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Vassar looking for a 1-2-3 inning. He only did it one time, and it was back in the 1st inning. It was 2 hits in the 2nd and 3rd inning respectively, and then 1 hit in the 4th. 5 hits total for Springfield, just 2 runs. Rex DeAngelis, ground ball right side on a couple of humps. Boyd fields it, throws to first, and that was a quick 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 5th inning. We had top 6, tied at 2 here on the Drifters live stream.
Want to be like a drifter? Well, you can train like a drifter. Come work out with our players at Elements Health Club here in Springfield. Elements is our workout partner, and they could be yours. Visit them at one of their Lane County locations, including the one 5 minutes down the road. Who knows, you might be a drifter ball player someday.
From Brunswick, juicy Georgia peach with a thick southern drawl, sexy swinging ball, she's all country. From her cowboy boots to her down home roots, she's country. From the song she plays to the prayer she prays, that's the way she was born and raised. She ain't afraid to stay country. Brother, she's country. Still raising children when the sun goes down. Mama taught her how to rip up the tail. Honey dripping honey from a holler in Kentucky. Get you flipping kind of trippy like Mississippi hippie. She says, swinging balls, brother, she's all country. From a cowboy boots to her down home roots.
Leading off the top of the six for the AppleSox, number 14, Marshall Lipsy.
Ain't afraid to stay country.
2-3-4, due up for the AppleSox here on the top of the sixth inning as the first pitch from Decker Stedman is sung on and foul tipped into the mitt of the catcher Ryan Hayes by Marshall Lipsy, the center fielder. 0-1. Lipsy up for the third time today. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a run, coming his last time up in the fourth. And he goes to the pitch down and away. 0-2 from Stedman, who had a 2-strikeout, 1-2-3 inning in the top of the fifth. So it'd be his third consecutive strikeout if you date back to last inning here on this 0-2 pitch. And he gets it. Ball in the dirt. Hayes picks it up. Moves a few steps to the left, throws the first up the grave, barely gets the foot on the bag. And it is a strikeout for Decker Stedman, and that's number 6 today for the Springfield product from Thurston. Brings up Eaton Amundsen, who had strikeout number 2 of the day for Stedman back in the fourth. 0 for 2 at the ground out, rather fly out prior to that. Takes a pitch outside, and I want to know. So 0 for 2 is Amundsen, the DH. Lefty on lefty matchup. A lot of left-handed hitters here in this Wenatchee batting order. 1-0, below the knees, 2-0. Top of the sixth inning between these two really good teams early on in the WCL. Both teams 7-2. 2-0, down and inside, 3-0. Only 2 losses for Wenatchee, both going to the Springfield Drifters, as Springfield took 2 of 3 up in Wenatchee this season. Better than last season, where they were unable to register a win against the AppleSox. They'll take a pitch for a strike, 3-1 to Amundsen. Pitch from Stedman, foul tipped at the plate, and he bounces back from 3-0. Count full, 3-2. Stedman shakes, now winds. The payoff pitch, below the knees, and that's going to be a walk to Amundsen. And that's the second walk today by Stedman. Pretty good strikeout to walk ratio, though, 6-2. It brings up Marcus Harrison. Rather, Bryce Ponce. Now Ellen Embry is going to go talk things over with Stedman here in this top of the sixth inning after the one-out walk. Alan Embry, first-year pitching coach with the Springfield Drifters. Spent 16 seasons in the MLB. Played for 11 different organizations. Has longest tenure with the San Francisco Giants from 99 to 2001 and the Red Sox from 2002 to 2005. Won a World Series with the Red Sox back in 2004, where he appeared in 11 of Boston's 14 playoff games during that World Series run that ended the streak, the curse of the Bambino, for the Red Sox. Brandon Ponce now coming up. He's 1 for 2 with that big fly back in the 4th inning that gave the AppleSox a 1-run lead. Springfield was able to match in the bottom of the 4th. And here we stand with 1 out in the 6th. A first pitch strike from Stedman. 0-1 to Ponce. 2-2 the score here in the top of the 6th with a runner at first and 1 out. Infield at double play depth. Newton standing a little closer to the second base bag. Stedman lobs it over to first, up the grave there. Doesn't even apply the tag on Amundsen. Just keeping an eye on him. 0-1 to Ponce, who's still awaiting the second pitch. Here it is from Stedman. Outside, breaks away. 1-1. Split these teams 7-2. Springfield right now, first place in the WCL South. Corvallis and Portland both behind them, 6-3. Ridgefield, Bend, Yakima Valley all tied for 4th, 4-5. 1-1, foul tipped into the mitt of Hayes, 1-2. Cowlitz and Walla Walla, 7-8 in the standings in the WCL South. Cowlitz 3-6 this season, Walla Walla 2-7. But Springfield, the top dog in the South to start through the first 3 series. 1-2, curveball line to left field on one hop. Got past the shortstop and Cooney. And all of a sudden with 1 out, there's a runner in scoring position for Wenatchee.
Now batting number 12, Marcus Harrison.
Brings up Marcus Harrison, 1 for 2 with the single in the 2nd and a strikeout in the 4th. Now Coach Richards is going to go talk things over with Decker Stedman. Claps his hands. We'll see if he does decide to take the ball away from him, as a pitcher is charging in from the bullpen, meaning a pitching change is incoming. 2-2 the score, top of the 6th inning. Runners at first and second. Wenatchee threatening here on the Drifters live stream.
Change had much to say, but man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was, where you could be found. Told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. She was cool, she was red hot. I mean, she was steaming.
Now on the pitch for the Drifters, number 26, Bryce Armstrong.
If that chick don't want to know, forget her. The boys are back in town, the boys are back in town. I said, the boys are back in town, the boys are back in town. I said, the boys are back in town.
Number 12, Marcus Harrison.
New pitcher on the mound is going to be the left-hander Bryce Armstrong, another Fresno State product, playing with the Springfield Drifters, and he comes in an intense situation with a go-ahead run at second and Eaton Amundsen. First pitch now to Marcus Harrison, taken for a strike on the inside part of the plate, 0-1. At first is Brandon Ponce, who singled to knock out Decker Stedman after 5 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs so far. Both runners credited him on base. 2 walks and 6 strikeouts as this was fouled away by Harrison on 2. Nonetheless, a 6 strikeout day for Stedman and just the 2 runs so far. If Armstrong can force a double play here, I think Stedman's going to take a 5 1/3 2-run performance, with the 2 runs coming on 1 big fly by Brandon Ponce, who's at first. The 0-2 to Harrison. Fouled off, he stays alive. And Harrison 1 for 2 with the strikeout his last at bat, but singled his first time in the second. 2-2 the score here on the top of the 6th. Springfield looking for their 3rd victory of the season against the AppleSox. The 0-2. Breaking ball in the zone for a strike. Armstrong comes out of the pen and gets K number 1 and puts a big second out on the board here in the top of the 6th.
Batting number 34, Izzy Lopez.
Brings up Izzy Lopez now, a walk and a fly out so far. Now 2 outs, 2 runners on for Lopez. Looking for his first hit today. Whew. Looks like a slider that's just breaking in from Armstrong, and it's now 0-1. Got some good movement on it. This is his first outing in a Springfield Drifter uniform. Again, a lot of these players playing today weren't on the team a week ago when the Drifters hosted Port Angeles. Below the knees, and it's now 1-1. So far, this is the 11th Drifter we've seen today in Armstrong on the mound, if you can include the entire batting order, and Stedman. Only 2 of them were on the team a week ago. It's a strike from Armstrong. 1-2. Strike away from getting out of the inning. Armstrong looks to second to the plate. The 1-2. Swung on and missed at the plate. A tag is applied by Hayes. 2 strikeouts out of the pen for Armstrong as he leaves 2 runners stranded at first and second after 1 hit and 1 walk. No runs, no errors. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 2-2 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
And now south to the land of the pines, and thumb my way to North Carolina, staring up the road and pray to God.
All right, everybody, it's time for our Dizzy Bat Race. Please check out right field where our 2 kids are getting ready to spin around a bat and race down the first base line. Boys, whenever you're ready. Awesome race, boys. Good job. Now on the mound for the AppleSox, number 9, Jaden Williamson. Leading off for your Drifters, number 30, Ryan Hayes.
Bottom of the 6th inning, and it's the bottom of the order due up for Springfield. Ryan Hayes, Ryan Cooney, and Ben Newton. 7, 8, 9. New pitcher on the mound for Wenatchee. It's the right-hander Jaden Williamson from Longview, Washington. Just finished his second year at Lower Columbia College. There was the first pitch strike to Ryan Hayes, the catcher. 0-1. Hayes today wearing the number 30 jersey as he grounds the ball towards the right side. Picking up at second is Boyd. He throws to first to retire Hayes. Hayes normally going to be wearing number 15 this season, but Brandon Reed brought the 15 blue jersey with him on the road, and so he'll have to send that back. So today, Hayes gets to wear the 30 jersey, and he's now 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored in the 4th after the ground out to second. Ryan Cooney up now, 0 for 1 with a walk his last time up. That was the first pitch to Cooney. Misses, 1-0. So Quincy Vassar, the starter, went 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. One of them was earned, one was unearned with 4 walks and 4 strikeouts. 1-0 fouled off by Cooney at the plate, 1-1. And that paves the way for Jaden Williamson, who the Drifters saw 3 times a year ago. He wasn't pitching for Wenatchee then, he was pitching for the Cowlitz Black Bears, and had some good innings against the Drifters and also had a bad inning against the Drifters. He misses below the knees, 2-1. Williamson, a year ago, his first time here at Hamlin Sports Complex, in an 11-6 victory, he threw 3 innings. They were all perfect. 9 batters faced with 5 strikeouts and no hits and no runs. Fouled off. It's now 2-2. No walks for Williamson either. He had a great 3 innings against the Drifters. Picked up the win in that 11-6 game. Then threw another inning to close the door against Springfield in the 3rd game of the series. This bounces in, 3-2. Picked up a strikeout against the 3 batters he faced in 1 inning against Springfield then. Then a month later in July, faced off against the Drifters, and the 3rd time through, Springfield was able to get to him. This is a line drive to left field, cutting it off at the line, and left is Ponce. And throw is going to be to second, not in time. It looked like Cooney was holding up for a second at first, thought about heading back, then decided he was in no man's land, had to go to second, and slid in just before the tag. And it's going to be a 1-out double for Ryan Cooney, and puts the go-ahead run in scoring position here in this bottom of the 6th inning for Springfield. A double for Cooney, his first hit as a Drifter. And here's Ben Newton now. Newton, a single his last time up as he takes a pitch for a strike on 1. It was an infield hit for Newton. He's able to extend the hit streak now to 3. So that 3rd game for Williamson, 2/3 of an inning, 3 runs, 2 of them were earned, 3 hits, 1 walk, and a strikeout to the 6 batters he faced against the Drifters. So the 3rd time through for Springfield, they got the better of Williamson. And now a year later, instead of playing in Cowlitz for Alan Embry, who was the head coach at the time, now he's facing off against Alan Embry, the new pitching coach for the Drifters. Below the knees, down and away, 1-2. Williamson, one of the best pitchers for the Black Bears last season. That was year number 1 as a head coach for Alan Embry, who had previously been in the WCL as a pitching coach with the Bend Elks. As Newton swings and misses, ball was in the dirt and runs to first. Doesn't matter. Westerland caught it, and that's a strikeout for Williamson, his first. Puts a big second out on the board. But Embry was with the Bend Elks. First went to the pitching coach position there in 2012. Won the WCL title with the Elks in 2015. Was named the head coach last season in Cowlitz, and now comes down here to Springfield with the Drifters. Santana shows bunt, pulls it back. 1-0. Williamson, though, played at the end of the year in Wenatchee in 2021. So this is his 2nd season pitching for the Wenatchee AppleSox. Has a runner at second, 2 outs with Dawson Santana at the plate. The 1-0. Called a strike on the inside part of the plate. 1-1. Santana, a sac fly his last time up, looking for another RBI here in this 2-2 game. The 1-1 from Williamson, fouled away, 1-2. Santana had a single prior to that. Line out to the pitcher back in the first. Santana standing in the back of the box, his right foot on the line. The 1-2. Takes high and inside, 2-2. Santana, not the biggest guy, just 5'7", 155 pounds. But has 10 hits on the season. I'm looking for number 11 here with the 2-2 count. Runner at second, 2 outs. The 2-2. Santana pop up. Shallow center field, shortstop Carney under it. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. Just the 1-out double for Ryan Cooney. He's left stranded at second. No runs, no errors. 1 runner left stranded. We head to the 7th. 2-2 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Leading off the top of the 7th, number 33, Reeve Boyd.
Top of 7th inning, Reeve Boyd, Marty Kaplan, and Cade Westerlin. Batters 7, 8, and 9 due up for Wenatchee as the first pitch from Bryce Armstrong comes in for a strike, 0-1. Armstrong, this is his second inning of relief after coming in last inning in the 6th, getting the final 2 outs on back-to-back strikeouts, and now gets his first full inning of work. And he starts ahead, 0-2. Boyd so far 0 for 2 with a strikeout back in the 2nd and a line out prior to that. The 0-2, taken high and away, 1-2. Boyd now just 1 for 9 in the season series against Springfield. 1-2, curveball outside, 2-2. That one hit, though, was a double for Boyd. Now stares to Armstrong with a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Foul tipped at the plate, and Boyd stays live. Boyd originally went to Seattle Prep. He'll be heading off to Oregon State next year. 2-2. Ball bounces in, and it's now 3-2. So he'll be an incoming freshman in the Beaver program. He'll be playing there with Dawson Santana. 3-2. Ground ball left side, foul. Do it again. Just 4 hits and now 20 at-bats for Boyd this season, but half of them have been extra bases, 2 doubles. He also has 4 walks and 5 games entering today. The 3-2. Gets it out towards left field, and it slices foul, lands foul. We'll do the 3-2 again. 8th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. Long at-bat to begin with Bryce Armstrong on the mound. Times is called at the plate. Armstrong hops back on. 3-2. Fouled off. Pitch number 9 of the at-bat upcoming. This is a battle between Boyd and Armstrong. 2-2 the score here in the top of the 7th. The payoff pitch from Armstrong. Foul tipped. Can pitch number 10 of the at-bat upcoming. Hell of an at-bat right now. The 3-2. Ground ball left side, and the winner is Boyd. A single. And the AppleSox get their leadoff man aboard here in the top of the 7th.
Now batting for the AppleSox, number 3, Marty Kaplan.
Up Mark Kaplan. Kaplan so far 0 for 2, a line to the second baseman, and then a ground out to the first baseman. 2-2 the score after Wenatchee scored 2 runs in the 4th, and Springfield was able to answer with 1 run of their own in the bottom of the 4th after the Drifters took a 1-0 lead on an error in the 2nd. First pitch, bunted foul to Kaplan, and it's now 0-1. Kaplan, he'll be heading into his sophomore season at Northwestern University up in Evanston, Illinois. Came in today with 4 hits and 7 at-bats in 2 games, but hitless so far in game number 3 as an AppleSox. Throw back to first. Looked like they almost got Boyd, able to get in maybe a half step before the throw. Looked like just a toss from Armstrong, but it looked like Boyd wasn't ready for it. 0-1 the count. Pitch from Armstrong showing bunt and missing is Kaplan. It's a strike, 0-2. Kaplan going to have to swing now with 2 strikes. Shade beginning to creep its way from right field. Armstrong comes set. Looks to first. Now to the plate. The 0-2. Fouled off by Kaplan. He stays alive. Kaplan's first season in Evanston, a .250 average in 7 starts in 18 games. 9 hits and 36 at-bats with 3 runs scored. One of the 9 hits, a double with 3 RBIs total. Did go down swinging 13 times this season as a Wildcat. The 0-2. Ooh, not sure where that one missed. Right on the black. Does not go the Drifters' way. The 1-2. Breaking ball. Misses. That one looked like a strikeout from up here, and back-to-back controversial pitches. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Foul tipped at the plate, and Kaplan stays alive. Poor Armstrong. He's thought he's gotten 2 strikeouts. The fans have encouraged him, saying great pitches, but doesn't get the call to go his way. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, and a runner at first and Boyd. Here's the pitch from Armstrong. Ground ball, first base side, right of the chuck. Fallon will do it again. Getting to be a little bit of a battle once again with Armstrong on the mound and now Kaplan at the plate. Reeve Boyd won a 10-pitch battle to begin this inning, and the pitch count's going up on Armstrong quickly. The 2-2. Chopper, third base side, into the dugout. Do it again. Lefty on lefty battle. The 8-hitter versus the reliever. The 2-2. Ground ball left side. Fielding at second and throwing to 2 is Newton. The throw to first, not in time as Kaplan beats out the throw. They do get the force out at second. For out number 1, it was just a little bit of a soft grounder to the right side, and Newton didn't have enough time to flip it to Cooney for 2. Nonetheless, Kaplan gets board on a fielder's choice. And there's 1 out and a runner at first. Same situation, just an out on the board. Ryan Hayes going to go talk things over with Armstrong, with Cade Westerland coming to the plate here in this 2-2 ball game in the top of the 7th. 6 hits for Wenatchee here in this ball game. Only had it 19 in 3 games the series prior. Here's Westerland, 0 for 2. His strikeout coming last at bat as he stares in and watches the pitch miss low, 1-0. Infield still shifted to double play depth. Switch sides, though, with Newton, the second baseman, inching closer to the second base bag. Ground ball to the left side, though. Santana runs over, and it's going to be a foul ball. Might have gone off the foot of Westerland. He wasn't running to first. Looked like Santana was thinking about turn 2, looked to the plate, and realized that Westerland wasn't heading off. It's a 1-1 count. Two. Foul tipped at the plate. It was a half swing from Westerland. Just able to make contact. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Armstrong came in last inning for Decker Stedman, who finished 5 1/3 with 5 hits and 2 earned runs with 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. Back-to-back strikeouts with the runners at first and second for Armstrong. And now gets his 3rd strikeout on a fastball called for a strike on the outside part of the plate. 2 outs now with the runner at first for Wenatchee at the plate. That brings up the top of the order in Frankie Carney. First backwards K for Armstrong as Carney steps up for the 4th time. 1 for 3 with a single back in the 3rd. First pitch, below the knees, 1-0. Drifters electing to go lefty to lefty with Stedman to Armstrong. This lefty heavy lineup for Wenatchee. Fouled off by Carney. 1-1. But Armstrong came in last inning, got the 2 strikeouts. Started this inning with a single to Boyd on a 10-pitch battle. Got the force out and now a strikeout and has 2 outs on the board and a 1-1 count. Pitch to Carney. Whew, that was a great pitch from Armstrong that really got Carney fooled. It was high and inside, and Carney still swung. 1-2. Armstrong looking for strikeout number 4. Just his 2nd inning of work. 1-2. Half swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. It's a strikeout for Armstrong. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning for the 2nd straight inning for the left-hander. We head to the bottom of the 7th. 2-2 the score here on the Drifters live stream. Let's get ready to stretch.
The singing of our 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Ball game, hey! Let's go Drifters, let's get some runs.
She'll set the field on fire, just cutting across the pasture. She'll have you
Fans, reminder that the concessions will be closed at the end of this inning.
cut from the same cloth. She kind of buck wild, little bit angel, whole lot of outlaw. She's trouble, but I tell you right now, y'all long live cowgirls. Never gonna settle on down, girl. Leave you in a lonely ghost town, world where the sun don't rise. Rodeo 419, love you like a Mustang, one hand on them giddy up reins, pouring
Leading off for the Drifters in the bottom of the 7th, number 19, Bobby Blandford.
Bobby Blandford to lead things off for Springfield as he watches the first pitch miss outside. 1-0 to Blandford, who's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts and a walk his last time up. Facing off against Jaden Williamson, the right-hander from Lower Columbia College. Blandford takes below the knees, and it's now 2-0. Blandford, Shepard, Updegrave, batters 2, 3, and 4 in the order for Springfield here on the bottom of the 7th of this 2-2 ball game. 2-0 from Williamson. Hit up the middle, just under the glove of Williamson. Finds its way into the outfield. Bobby Blandford picks up his first hit as a Springfield Drifter. And he's at first with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 7th. Brings up Jaden Shepard, the DH. Shepard, a walk back in the 3rd. Sandwiched around that, a ground out to the second baseman, and a pop up to the 3rd baseman. First pitch to Shepard. Fouls it to the right field side, 0-1. 7 hits now for Springfield after that leadoff single for Bobby Blandford. Just 2 runs, though, as Springfield has left a total of 7 runners on base through the first 6 innings. Pitch taken low, throw back to first. Sliding in safely was Blandford. It was a nice throw by Westerland, the catcher. Unable to get the runner in Blandford. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike now to Jaden Shepard. Williamson going to lob it over to first. Harrison, the first baseman, keeping tracks. Not apply the tag. One to Shepard. Ground ball left side. This could be 2. Lopez goes to 2 for 1. The throw to first. In time to get Shepard. Nice pick by Harrison at first. And it's a 5-4-3 double play to eliminate the base runner. And quickly 2 are gone here on the bottom of the 7th.
Up to bat now for the Drifters, number 31, Charlie Updegrave.
Brings up Charlie Updegrave, the first baseman. Updegrave, a single back in the 3rd, a strikeout and a ground out sandwiched around that. Fouls it off on the first pitch he sees, 0-1. Jaden Williamson, 6'5", 220 pounds. The 0-1. Big hack and a miss from Updegrave, and Williamson has a strike away from getting out of the inning. 1-2-3 after the ground out into the double play by Jaden Shepard. The 0-2 to Updegrave. Got him. Williamson, a strikeout to capitalize the inning, his second. And it's 1-2-3 for the Drifters offensively with a single to Bobby Blandford's name. We head now to the 8th. 2-2 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Leading off the top of the 8th inning for the AppleSox, number 14, Marshall Lipsy.
Armstrong back on the mound for the top of the 8th inning of this 2-2 ball game. It was 1-2-3 offensively for the Drifters in the bottom of the 7th. And now Marshall Lipsy, Eden Amundsen, and Brandon Ponce now coming up for Wenatchee as the first pitch misses inside and hits Lipsy as he was showing bunt. And, he might not get the call to go his way. He was walking to first, thinking he was going to first on a hit by pitch. And now the umpire behind the plate is going to be talking things over with Mitch Darlington, the head coach of Wenatchee. One out of the count. There's the pitch from Armstrong. Just misses inside at 2-0. So Lipsy, Amundsen, and Ponce, 2, 3, and 4, the meat of the order now for Wenatchee after Springfield brought up the 2, 3, and 4 hole hitters in the bottom of the 7th. Now Darlington still arguing with the home plate umpire. Second year in Wenatchee for Mitch Darlington. 1-1 inside. Misses Lipsy, who's now up for the 4th time today, 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored back in the 4th. 2-1. Big hack, big miss. Fastball high and inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes from Armstrong, who's now looking for strikeout number 5. Had 2 strikeouts the previous 2 innings. The 2-2. Down into the dirt, away, full count. Armstrong's had some long at-bats. As of right now, they're giving him this inning. Nobody warming up in the Drifters bullpen. So Armstrong's looked strong. 3-2, foul tipped. We'll do it again. It's the one thing, though, about Armstrong and the limited action that we've seen from him. He's gotten into a lot of battles. He's won a few with a few strikeouts. Here's the 3-2. Just misses, down and away. And heading to first with a leadoff walk is Marshall Lipsy.
Now batting the DH, number 21, Easton Amundsen.
Brings up Easton Amundsen. Amundsen today, a fly out in the 1st, a walk in the 6th, sandwiched around that, a strikeout back in the 4th. Armstrong gets a grounder at first on the 1st pitch. Updegrave fielded it on the line, tapped on 2nd, and then they're going to say foul pole. It's a close one. Right of the line, they say 0-1. The count now to Amundsen. Amundsen, another Lower Columbia College product, playing in the WCL. The 0-1 comes in for a strike, 0-2. Lower Columbia College, a really good junior college program in the NWAC. Won the NWAC title this past year. The 0-2. Foul tipped into the mitt of Hayes, the catcher, and then he sails it into center field. And I believe they're just going to say a foul ball. Heading back to first is Lipsy. Armstrong working out of the stretch. Here's the 0-2. Cranked fouled right. Do it again. So Lower Columbia won the NWAC title this year. NWAC always competitive. One of the most fun JUCO baseball circuits you can have is they all use wood bats. Pretty similar to the collegiate ball look, or rather the collegiate summer ball look, as Hayes throws the second as the ball goes into the dirt and then finds its way into the outfield. Backing it up is Newton at second. Stealing second is Lipsy. And now the go-ahead runs in scoring position for Wenatchee with nobody out here in the 8th. Second time today, Armstrong's had a runner at second. The first time he had back-to-back strikeouts in the 6th. That was when he came in out of the pen with one out already. A lot different with nobody out here in the 8th, as this is going to be lined down the right field line. It's fair and going to the wall. At third and being waved is Lipsy, looking for a triple and sliding in safely to third with the triple is Amundsen. And Wenatchee takes the lead on an RBI triple by Easton Amundsen, the DH. Right down the right field line, Amundsen sends it and uses his speed to get to third. Joe Longo in right field had a long run to it. And now Coach Richards is going to go talk things over with Armstrong. And that was just the second hit that he had given up all day long. But it's the 7th hit for Wenatchee that brings in run number 3 for the AppleSox. And we'll have a pitching change, I believe. And we will. So we'll step aside and let you know who the new pitcher is on the other half of this break here on the Drifters live stream.
You can see it fading fast. So you grab a piece of something that you think is gonna last. Well, you wouldn't even know a diamond if you held it in your hand. The things you think are precious, I can't understand. Are you reeling in the years, stowing away the time?
Fans, on to pitch now for the Drifters, number 11, Bo Burnett.
Are you reeling in the years, stowing away the time? Are you gathering up the tears? Have you had enough of mine? You've been telling me you're a genius since you were 17. And all the time I've known you, I still don't know what you mean. The weekends in the college didn't turn out like you planned. The things that pass for knowledge I can't understand. Are you reeling in the years, stowing away the time? Are you gathering up the tears? Have you had enough of mine? Are you reeling in the years?
Now batting for the AppleSox, number 19, Brandon Ponce.
Have you had enough of mine?
So the new pitcher into the game for Springfield is the right-hander Bo Burnett from Lane Community College. First pitch from Burnett comes in for a strike. 0-1 to Brandon Ponce, who so far is 2 for 3 with a home run and a single. 1 RBI today, rather 2 RBIs today for Ponce on that 2-run home run. And has a chance for another one here. Flares the ball out towards the right side, and it's going to land foul. 0-2 quickly from Burnett, who came in for Bryce Armstrong. 1 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run so far for Armstrong, 1 walk, and a total of 4 strikeouts for Armstrong. The 0-2 to Ponce, fouled off, and he'll stay alive. Burnett, this is outing number 3 of the season for him. So far in 3 innings, he's only given up 1 total hit and 1 walk. The hit and walk came ago here at Hamlin Sports Complex in the Port Angeles series. He did not throw at all in the series against Wenatchee or the series in Port Angeles. Oof, just misses, down and away. Puts the ball on the board, 2-2. Rather 1-2. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt, down and away, 2-2. Runner at third in this 3-2 ball game now for Wenatchee after the RBI triple by Easton Amundsen. AppleSox looking to add another run on the board and give themselves a little bit more cushion. It's the 2-2 misses by Burnett, a little low. And the count's full, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Ground ball left side. Santana slides, knocks it down, picks it up, throws to first in time to get Ponce. Staying at third was Amundsen. And Santana with the defense puts it out on the board and doesn't surrender a run.
Batting number 12, Marcus Harrison.
Brings up Marcus Harrison now. Harrison, the first baseman today, strikeouts his last 2 at bats, singled back in the second for the first hit of the game. Runner at third, 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. 3-2 the score, Wenatchee with the lead. Ground ball left side, right of the line. Oh! And I'm going to call that foul. Santana was halfway crow hop into first, and then finally the home plate umpire said foul ball. 0-1. There's been a lot of close calls today that haven't gone Springfield's way. Either way, it's a strike to Harrison, 0-1. Pitch from Burnett. Going to be lined up the middle. Blanford comes in, makes the catch, charges, throws to the plate. Throw, tag, not in time as the ball's kicked away. Coming in to score is Amundsen. Hayes can't believe it. He's staring in disbelief at the plate, and it's 4-2 AppleSox.
Now batting for the AppleSox.
Really close play at the plate.
Lopez.
Blanford's throw got to the plate in a hurry, a little bit up the first base line. Could have been a little bit closer to the plate, but Hayes gets the ball kicked away, and it brings up Izzy Lopez with 2 outs and nobody on. Burnett throws a strike, 0-1. So Burnett does not prevent another run from scoring as one comes in, and the lead's now 2 for the AppleSox here in the 8th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Lopez, who's hitless today with a walk back in the 4th, and a strikeout his last time up. The 1-2 to Lopez, below the knees, 2-1. Wenatchee, this is their first time playing here at Hamlin Sports Complex. Last year, Springfield went up to Wenatchee. They went up to Wenatchee again this season, but for the first time, the Northern AppleSox have come here to Hamlin. 2-1, lined past the shortstop Cooney. Into center field it goes. It's a 2-out single for Izzy Lopez, his first hit today. And that's hit number 8 overall for the AppleSox.
Now up to bat, number 33.
And brings up Reeve
second
Boyd.
baseman, Reeve Boyd.
All but 2 players for Wenatchee has a hit now. Boyd, one of the 7 batters with a hit. He singled his last time up. Takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. 1 for 3 is Boyd. The line out and a strikeout prior to it. Throw back to first. There safely is Lopez. So that was just the second hit that Burnett had given up all season. Still, though, looking to close the door and complete his 4th inning of work this season. The 0-1. Take a slider that missed outside at 1-1. Wenatchee currently chasing Bellingham, who's in first place in the North, all alone. 8-1 this season are the Bellingham Bells. 1-1, runner's going to go. Pop up straight in the air. In foul territory, Hayes searching for it. Backtracks, finds it, and that is out number 3. 2 hits in the inning, 2 runs come in, 1 runner left stranded. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 4-2 the score. Wenatchee takes the lead here on the Drifters live stream.
off the bottom of the eighth for the Springfield Drifters, number 39, Joe Longo.
Joe Longo coming up, followed by Rex DeAngelis and Ryan Hayes here in the eighth inning. First pitch to Longo, called a strike, 0-1. Longo today, he singled and scored back in the second. He was the first run of the day for Springfield and now stands in with a deficit as the Drifters trail 4-2 here in the bottom of the eighth. Takes a pitch inside, 1-1 the count from Jaden Williamson, still on the mound. This is inning number 3 of relief for the right-hander. And he misses outside, 2-1. Longo, DeAngelis, and Hayes, batters 5, 6, and 7 for Springfield, as they need runs after Wenatchee scored 2 runs, as now Longo lines it to left. Catching in left is Ponce for out number 1. 2 runs in the top of the 8th inning for Wenatchee. It was a leadoff walk by Marshall Lipsy, then an RBI triple by Ethan Amundsen. 2 batters later, Marcus Harrison, a sac fly to center field, scored Amundsen, and that's how you get a 2-run cushion in a matter of 4 batters. Here's Rex DeAngelis, a single back in the second. Ground outs his last 2 times up as he watches the pitch bounce in, 1-0. DeAngelis is hit back in the second. It was just a dribbler to third, but it was an error by Izzy Lopez that resulted in the first run of the game for Springfield. One of the 2 runs for the Drifters today, unearned. They find themselves trailing by 2 with 5 outs to work with. They have some ground to make up against Jaden Williamson, who shut down this Drifter squad here at Hamlin Sports Complex a year ago. Williamson fires in a strike, and it's now 2-1. Pitch to DeAngelis. Ground ball, right side. Pick it up at second is Boyd. Throws to first and gets out DeAngelis. Quickly, 2 are gone here in the bottom of the 8th of this 4-2 ball game.
Now batting for the Drifters, number 30, Ryan Hayes.
Brings up Ryan Hayes. Hayes looking for his first hit and his return here to Springfield. Foul tips the ball, 0-1. Hayes walked and scored back in the 4th. He was the last run to come in for the Drifters. It was the tying run at the time. And Springfield has 4 outs to work with. The 0-1, down and away, 1-1. Hayes happy to be back. Talked to him a little bit before the game, and he was thrilled to be back in this facility. 1-1. Fouls it away, 1-2. A year ago, the dugouts were not dugouts, but the locker rooms, kind of a makeshift locker room in the utility shed. Currently, that utility shed is, you guessed it, taking care of all the utility stuff that the Drifters need for the field. But a year ago, it was a makeshift locker room. Hayes takes inside, 2-2. This year, they got the brand new team rooms all situated, and so the Drifters have their own locker room. Everyone's been enjoying the little bit of a clubhouse field. They have a nice flat screen TV in there. Hayes watches a pitch outside, and it's out full, 3-2. For every game, I've seen every player just watching baseball and enjoying the new locker room. And it's quite the facility here at Hamlin Sports Complex. 3-2. Hayes fouls it away. Do it again. You got to think with that locker room and this beautiful turf field and big walls in the outfield that a lot of college baseball players want to spend their summer here. Hayes down the right field line, fouls, and stays alive. Three-two. Hayes launches it, foul, left field side. Hayes had the first walk-off hit of the Drifters club history. Line drive to left field. And he'll take high and he'll head to first. It's a battle and a walk with 2 outs for Ryan Hayes, and he'll bring up the tying run in the plate in Ryan Cooney.
Now batting for the Drifters, number 25, Ryan Cooney.
Cooney, a double his last time up. Had a walk and a fly out prior to that, so a 1-for-2 day. As he pops up the first pitch he sees towards right field. In right field, Kaplan charges, dives, and makes the catch for out number 3. Just the 2-out walk for Hayes as he's left stranded at first. We head to the 9th, 4-2 the score. AppleSox looking for extra insurance in the top of the 9th here on the Drifters live stream.
Leading off the top of the 9th inning for the AppleSox, number 3, Marty Kaplan.
Top of the 9th inning at 4-2 the score. Bo Burnett back on the mound for Springfield as the first pitch misses the zone, 1-0. Marty Kaplan, Cade Westerlin, Frankie Carney, batters 8, 9, and 1 due up for Wenatchee as they look for extra insurance in this 4-2 ball game in the top of the 9th. Burnett misses again, and it's now 2-0 to Kaplan. 2-0 to Kaplan. Taken for a ball. 3-0. Kaplan reached on a fielder's choice his last time up, 0 for 3 overall with a couple of groundouts. .3-0 from Burnett. Catches the zone, 3-1. Third straight start for Marty Kaplan. They're starting the final 2 games against Victoria. 3-1 outside, and it's a leadoff walk for the AppleSox.
Now batting, number 16, Cade Westerlin.
Brings Cade Westerlin to the plate. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Gonna get a pinch runner now at first.
Pinch runner for the AppleSox, number 8, Cam Hoyland.
Cam Hoyland now going to go pinch run for Marty Kaplan. Here's Westerlin. Strikeouts his last 2 at-bats. 1 swinging, 1 looking. He shows bunt, pulls it back. Misses. 1-0. Nobody warming up in the bullpen for Springfield. This is Bo Burnett's inning. And he's trying to put a goose egg on the board. here in this 4-2 game and give his offense a chance in the bottom of the ninth. Try to come back or maybe win it on a walk-off. That's what it's going to have to take already. This is a bunt. Burnett dives, makes the catch on the mound. How about that? Seen a couple of diving catches today, but not often do you see the pitcher laying out. And that's a pop-up out for Westerland. He's 0 for 4. And turns over the order, brings up Frankie Carney. Runner at first, 1 out. As the sun begins to set behind the trees in right field. A gorgeous ballpark it is here at Hamlin Sports Complex. And the top of the ninth. Bunt goes down the third base line. Burnett picks it up at first, or rather looks to first and then doesn't throw. Great bunt from Carney, who gets his second hit of the game. And advances Kaplan over to second, rather Hoyland over to second.
Number 14, Marshall Lipsy.
And it brings up Marshall Lipsy, the 2-hole hitter with 2 runners aboard and just 1 out. Drifters looking to turn 2. And again, put a 0 on the board to give the offense a chance. Lipsy a walk and a run scored last inning to begin. Takes a pitch low, 1-0. Currently, it looks like the bullpen for the Drifters all huddled around. As Burnett throws a 1-0 pitch. That's skied in the air towards center field. Blandford charging in. Makes the catch. Both runners head back to their bases respectively. Just an F8 for the second out here in this 4-2 game.
Number 21,
and brings up Easton Amundsen. Amundsen, an RBI triple an inning ago. And he was the one that gave the AppleSox the lead after the leadoff walk from Lipsy. Amundsen was able to score. And he was the 4th run. Gave the AppleSox a 2-run lead. First pitch, taken high and away, 1-0. 9 hits today for the AppleSox, 7 for the Drifters. Wenatchee, a 2-run separation thanks to a 2-run 8th. Big hack, another big miss from Amundsen, 1-1. The 1-1 from Burnett. Foul tipped. 1-2. Burnett has yet to register a strikeout. The previous 2 pitchers, Bryce Armstrong and Decker Stedman, got the AppleSox swinging at 10 strikeouts in 7 innings pitched. The 1-2. Popped up towards the left side of the field on a flare. Charging in left, DeAngelis makes the catch. And that'll do it for the top of the ninth. 2 runners left stranded after 1 hit and 1 walk. No runs, no errors. We head now to the bottom of the ninth. It's showtime for the Drifters. They're looking for a walk-off. Their second walk-off of the season here on the Drifters live stream.
Leading off the bottom of the ninth for your Springfield Drifters, pinch hitter, Number 29, Reed Kellum.
Reed Kellum's going to pinch hit here in the bottom of the ninth inning. It's him, Dawson Santana, and Bobby Blandford due up for the Drifters as the first pitch from Jaden Williamson misses. 1-0 here in this 4-2 ball game in the bottom of the ninth. The Drifters walked it off on opening night, and now they're looking for a walk-off here in their second home series of the weekend, or of the season, excuse me, as Reed Kellum takes low and away 2-0. Jaden Williamson came in the sixth inning, and he's looking to go the distance. Reed Kellum comes in and pinch hits for Ben Newton. It was 1 for 3. He fouls off a pitch here. 2-1. Kellum, this is his third appearance now with the Drifters. Went 1 for 5 his first game against Port Angeles, and then 0 for 4 against Port Angeles in a second game. Now gets a pinch hit appearance. 2-1. Kellum golfs at it, misses. 2-2. Before the game, Kellum was actually in my broadcast booth doing homework as he's taking summer classes at Tulane University. He's a senior from Jackson, Mississippi, and now playing summer ball in the WCL. Misses inside, and it's now full 3-2. Joins a loaded catching core, but is able to make time here. Has a 3-2 count. The pitch. Called strike 3. Kellum thought he was heading to first on a walk, but Williamson picks up his third strikeout, and the first down's recorded here in the ninth inning for the AppleSox.
Back to the top for the Drifters, number 7, Dawson Santana.
Brings up Dawson Santana. Santana, a single back in the third, a sac fly in the fourth. Other than that, a pop-up and a line-out. First pitch to Santana, misses inside, 1-0. So Jaden Williamson is looking to go the distance, and this is something that he does exceptionally well. In fact, the NWAC tournament, he came in after a third of an inning by the starting pitcher, as that one's high to Santana, 2-0. So after a third of an inning by Noah Imboden, a freshman from Kaloma, Washington, Jaden Williamson in the NWAC championship came in as he throws a pitch for a strike. 2-1 to Santana. Came in and allowed 7 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 14 strikeouts in the final 8 2/3. Ball bounces away, 3-1 to Santana. A lot different here today as he came into the sixth, not the first inning, but nonetheless, he's a pitcher that is used to going the distance after coming out of the pen. The 3-1 to Santana, hit to the right field side, fouled away, 3-2. Back-to-back full counts for the Drifters. Dawson Santana, 3 strikeouts this season. Has 4 walks. The 3-2 bounces away, and the tying run's going to come to the plate for Springfield. Brings up Bobby Blandford.
Now batting for the Drifters.
Blandford, a single his last time up after 2 strikeouts to begin his day and a walk. As now we're going to see a mound meeting. Looks like they're just talking things over with Williamson. Pitching coach is Mike Collier. Collier is first season as the AppleSox pitching coach after being hired October 24th.
176. Thank you, fans.
Attendance today, 176. Another good turnout here at Hamlin Sports Complex. Made 174 in game number 2 of the year, 387 on opening night. It's always good to see over 150 people here in the stands after last season. Drifters really didn't get a lot of fans. A lot of people in the area didn't know about them. More fans are starting to find their way to Hamlin. I expect more to come. Blandford grounds us up the middle. Williamson on his butt, throws to first. It's off the bag, but getting it at first was Harrison. And he's able to tap on first. Over to second on the play is Santana. And the Drifters are down to their final out.
Now batting for the Drifters, number 33, Jaden Shepard.
Jaden Shepard comes up to the plate, hitless. He had a walk in the third, grounded into a double play his last time up. Drifters need something quickly. The ball bounces in, 1-0. Tying run at the plate with Santana at second and 2 outs. Williamson working out of the stretch. The 1-0. Shepard takes. It's a strike, 1-1. We have some more Hamlin magic. The 1-1. Shepard slices it foul, and Springfield's down to their final strike. 4-2 the AppleSox lead here in the bottom of the ninth. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs with a runner at second. Jaden Williamson looking to go 4 scoreless innings down the game. The 1-2, taken outside, 2-2. Came in the 6th, and scoreless 6th, 7th, and 8th. Looking for the capitalization here in the bottom of the ninth. The 2-2. Taken just outside, and the count's run full to Shepard. The 3-2. Bounces in, and now the tying run is at first. 2 walks in the inning for Williamson, who issued his first walk last inning. And it brings up Charlie Updegrave. Cade Westerlin going to go talk things over with Williamson.
Now batting for the Drifters, number 31, Charlie Updegrave.
Updegrave. Big power threat at the plate. And he's the winning run. If he sends it over the wall, the Drifters will walk it off. Tying run at first, winning run at the plate. First pitch to Updegrave. He takes at the knees for a strike. 0-1.
Pinch runner at first base for the Drifters, number 9, Ryan Jeffrey.
Ryan Jeffrey comes in and pinch runs for Jaden Shepard. The 0-1 to Updegrave. Big hack. Big miss. 0-2. Looked like he was aiming for the wall there. And yet again, the Drifters are down to their final strike. The 0-2 from Williamson. And that is a strikeout. No, yep, it is a strikeout for Williamson. Updegrave goes down on a foul tip. And a strikeout number 4 for Williamson to get the win for the AppleSox. Springfield drops their 3rd game of the season. Drifters now 7-3 overall after Wenatchee was able to score 2 runs in the top of the 4th and 2 runs in the top of the 8th. And it's that 2-run top of the 8th that did the deal for Wenatchee. And they win game 1 of the series here at Hamlin Sports Complex in the AppleSox first game here at Hamlin Middle School. Drifters, though, solid outing from Decker Stedman. 5 1/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Bryce Armstrong came in and ultimately was credited with the loss. 2 earned runs on his final 2 batters after he threw 1 2/3. Pretty good with 4 strikeouts. But a 4-2 loss is the final today here at Hamlin Sports Complex. Drifters will be back in action tomorrow against Wenatchee, game number 2 of the series at 6:35 here on the Drifters live stream. I'm Knight Uretsky, your play-by-play broadcaster, saying so long from Springfield. We'll see you tomorrow.